file foundations, overall the deep foundations, discussing the type of file, which is classification as per the materials, which is it means the file classifications as per the materials, as per the functions also, right? But you can see here when we just moving this PPT, you can see this PPT. So previously discussed in PPT also. Okay, so when we designing for the file, we have required some members, right? So members which can involve where file, file cap, right? You can see here where the arrangement also. It means when we providing at a particular member, right? Where individual file, two file, three file, four files, these all the different arrangements, right? So in this particular arrangements, we have to perform some calculation. So overall the calculations, what the distance of file to file? Okay, what is the edge distance also? So when we're using like two files, three files, four files, and five files, in that conditions, using one Excel sheet also. Okay, so you can clearly see these are different arrangements also. Okay, so you can see now just open it where is Tekla structures, right? Just showing for some solid modeling. What I'm saying, just showing for solid modeling about file. Okay, so you can see now this is one for the Tekla structure showing it. Okay, so when we comes out here and just performing search for file, you can see here is one for file foundations. Okay, you can see here we are approx 30 templates available. It means when we're using for individual file PC1, PC2, PC3, PC10, this one, right? So when we double click this one, you can see here this one, we have need to provide the parameters along X, along B, which indicates file geometry. This one or inside this file diameter. So file cap, we have geometry along X or Y, or what about the file you can take in it. It means just put your parameters file cap X or Y or file diameter. Side view you can see here, which indicates for depth also. It means file depth. What is the length of file? Right, for face, for outer face of file cap. 30 foot will be taken it. How much amount of embedments like 1 foot, 2 foot you can take in it. Right, or you can provide the names also, file cap, positions also you can control. When we select this one, okay, right, and when we provide this file, suppose in this condition, in this position, you can see this one, right? So what will happen where this file will be generated now? You can clearly see this one will be generated now, right? So this one basically indicates the file depth, even file cap, or this one indicates what about file, right? File cap or file. Okay. Now when we modifying this, you can modify the parameter very easily, X direction, Y direction, or depth also. Okay. Now when we're using for different arrangements, you can see now where the two files, let me double click this. So in that condition, we have two file arrangement, total file geometry X or Y, or this one that stands for center center, file cap, this one file diameter, side view, right? Just put your parameters, or when we provide this, suppose this one. So you can see here which can showing like this, or when we modify this parameters, you can see. Okay, so this one for just modify 36. It means 3 foot will be taken it, which can modify. So when we modifying this, suppose 12 foot or using it 10 foot, modify, right? It can take for, sorry, 10 foot, or suppose 8 foot, modify, right? Just modifying the parameters where geometry directly modifying this, right? Now you can see here this one when we Double click this one, and that condition we are 3, 1, 2, 3. So what about the parameters required? So we have to perform the calculation, but in solid modeling you can take in it, just provide the parameter, pi cap geometry or pi will be showing this one. Now when we apply this and when we provide this, you can see now which can generate like this. You can clearly see, right? So when we modifying the parameter, just right click this. Okay. So overall, the cap, what about when we're using it 2 foot? Now when we modifying, suppose 6, this one, or what about this one, or H also, H, this one, just modifying, suppose 10, 10, or modifying, suppose 8 foot, right? File diameter, suppose 36 inch, 3 foot, modify. You can clearly see how the parameter is modifying with the help of file. Just modify like this also. Okay. So with the help of this, you can perform a lot of file also, where this arrangement also like this, or where this arrangement also like this, right? So different files will be showing. You can take in it with the help of this. Okay. Now, when you're providing the reinforcing support and that condition for the file comes out in this option, or when we're performing search for file rebar or file cap rebar. This one indicates for file cap reinforcement, right? So this file cap reinforcement, double click this. When you're modifying this, you can see here which can showing the reinforcing. Hmm? This one basically for file, right? Or this one reinforcing for file cap also. What about clear cover, right? This 2 inch, suppose 1 inch, 6 inch also. Picture will be indicated. Transfer section, longitudinal section, or you can take in it this one parallel to longer, parallel to shorter also. Primary top rebar. You can provide the grid also. This one, secondary top bar, it means file cap top, file cap bottom, primary bottom bar, secondary bottom bars, lattice bar, and attributes. Now when we're using for this default and provide this in this one. So what will happen where when we're selecting the particular cap and applying the reinforcing for file will be generated now. Right? You can see when we select for control one. Right? Now press control, sorry, shift plus one. You can see now this one arrangement about file cap. You can clearly see in this one where bottom reinforcing file cap just like a raw, right? Just like a raw where bottom reinforcing or top reinforcing. You can see. Audible, Mr. Hugo? Okay. So when we modifying this, if you modifying the reinforcing, you can see which one indicate the cover clearance also. Primary top bar. What is the bar size? I am using for American code. You can use Indian also, right? You can provide the grade also, top bar also, right? Spacing also, primary bottom bar, secondary bar, lesser bar. Okay, so individually you can control, right? With the help of this. Same way when we take a net suppose in that condition, when we're using for file reinforcement or when we apply this one. You can clearly see now how the reinforcement will be generated very fast. Rebar case about a file. Right. So Tekla Structure basically help for solid modeling. So you can performing the views also, right? Or how the reinforcement looks like this also. You can clearly see the for file cap. Right. Same way you can take this one also. But in that condition, we provide the reinforcing about file. You can see here when we're using for reinforcing. Reinforcing shapes. These are the typical reinforcing shape actually. Now, when we see for all, right, you can see here that we have to be providing the reinforcing at a particular pile. Right, so in such a conditions, we have to be required the particular templates. So we are applying. Then for some steels, you can see that for all the steels, some typical fittings, fixtures also. Okay. Otherwise, we have to be taken it for circular member for column. Then we're using this particular templates, applying the reinforcing.